All right, here with Johns Hopkins head coach Peter Millman after the Blue Jays knock off Ohio State 11-10 in overtime here. Pete, a game of runs, and we were able to come through late in the game again and pick up a game-winning goal from Matt Collison for the second straight week. Just emotions from you and thoughts as the head coach here.
One of the grittier performances I think we've had, and I think they've had a few of them this year, but they never wavered in their belief and really worked hard to stay connected throughout. There was a lot of ups and downs. It was quite a few downs in that first half, and just the resilience and the determination from the group was what stood out. It's what we talked about after the game. It's a really great group that believes in what they have and where they're going, and it's exciting to be a part of it.
Obviously, that belief grows as the season goes. You don't just start a season with that; it has to build. How much did last week's game, coming back from behind at Homewood, obviously, kind of play into the mindset tonight?
Yeah, sure. I think there's definitely a part of that. I mean, it's our fourth overtime game of the season, so there's some familiarity with it. We feel like we played a bunch of one-goal games as well. But I think there's been a lot of scenarios this season where they've had to dig in and find a goal, make a big stop, get a really crucial clear, and to see them put those together at the end of the game was big for us. Obviously, we don't want to get down where we were. We don't want to watch the first quarter go by and find ourselves starting the second quarter down three. But if we're up one at the end of the game, that's more important than the beginning of the game. So I'm happy with that.
Obviously, we're down 7-2 in the first half, and then tipping the scales a little bit in the second half. Logan Callahan comes on again and does a great job at the X. Starts giving us more possession. Just talk about his effort again there at the X to kind of maybe tilt something that wasn't going our way early.
Yeah, I think statistically both Tyler and Logan finished the same. But I thought we also had some great effort from the wings. I thought Coach made a great adjustment to put two poles up and give us a better chance of fighting for some of those 3-on-3 ground balls. We put a lot on the shoulders of Scotty and Q and Pat Deans, and really that rope unit that does a lot for us anyway. So I'm happy to see Logan fighting and scrapping for some of those. They picked up some tough ground balls, converted a few of them, but hopefully we can be a little more consistent. That's a tough team. They play well in the middle of the field. They don't let you pick up any uncontested ground balls, and they were not easy to come by today. So I'm just happy that we found enough of them to win.
Still 9-5 with 4 minutes to go in the third quarter, and then they go almost 19 minutes before they get another goal. Talk about the defense there. Really had to knuckle down and hold them off. And in the second half, they were great, and certainly for almost 19 minutes, Ohio State didn't score at all.
Yeah, and I think Chase was consistent. I don't think it was his best day, but I don't think we put it all on him in the second half either. I think a lot of those were defensive stops, causing turnovers. I thought Coach made some great adjustments, flipping the second pole up to the midfield and changing matchups a little bit. Once our defense settled in, I mean, we know they can make stops. We know we trust them. They were a little out of sorts in that first half and maybe a little hesitant, but certainly was a better version in the second half.
So it's easy to talk about Garrett Degnan every week, 7th straight hat trick. Another guy has a hat trick tonight. Jonathan Peshko scored 3 big goals in that 5-goal run. Talk about those two guys, but definitely Peshko for sure.
Yeah, both of them were big time in that run. Peshko had some late clock goals. Garrett had some ride backs. He had a handful of ground balls. Those two guys are they're a great example of what we're asking for our guys to do. They're just fighting for the next possession. They're fighting for the next shot opportunity, trying to take care of the ball the best they can. They ride it back when they don't see it. Garrett was down on defense, I think, like 5 times today, and he had a caused turnover and a clear, and it's a lot for an attackman who scores 3 goals, picks up 6 ground balls, has caused turnover and a couple clears. So just a great effort overall, and really happy for those guys.
Last thing, 2 seniors you just talked about for the second straight week, though. It's a sophomore that ends up with the ball in his stick at the end of the game. Just talk about Matt Collison. It's 2 pretty big goals for him in a span of 8 days.
Yeah. Love working with Collie. He's a great competitor. He's one of those guys that where you want the ball in the fourth quarter. Who wants it in overtime. He's always asking for it. Guys like to feed the big man, so we get an opportunity. We see if we can find it.